Hey, friends. This is Martine Williams, and I am obsessed with all things mompreneur life and helping you to remix your priorities, your habits, your mindsets, and yes, even your relationships so that you can build a successful business without losing yourself in the process. I'm also obsessed with the color turquoise and lyrics of the 80s and 90s, but that's beside the point. Girlfriend, you don't have to hustle 24/7, 365 and continue to sacrifice your health, your relationships, and your sanity to be a successful mompreneur. As a small town girl living in a lonely world to a six-figure mompreneur, I am here to teach you how. There is a better way, and this podcast is your one-stop shop for all of the how-tos, the encouragement, the life hacks, the success tips, and of course, a little side of tough love. This is the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. So let's do this. What's up, friends? And may the 4th be with you. Yeah, I went there. I love Star Wars, and I couldn't think of a fun way to start out this podcast than by saying that. If you know, you know. I'm not a Trekkie. I love Star Wars. I grew up watching Star Wars, made both of my children, didn't make them. They actually really love Star Wars. If you haven't been to the Star Wars area at Disney, it's incredible. We'll take you right back to those movies. But I'm really excited about today's episode. It's a solo episode. Definitely share some vulnerable moments with you, some updates, and really help you to think about ready, the word ready. So I'm not going to give you any more information than that. Grab a pen and paper, put your earbuds in, go for a walk. However you listen to this podcast, I appreciate that. And let's get started. Well, hey, friends, and welcome back to the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. This is your host, Martine Williams, and your CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And today you get me. It's a solo episode, and I'm starting each of my months off. I'm kind of kicking off the month. You've probably started to see the flow, but really just starting out each month with a solo episode with me, yours truly, and then inviting on my Turquoise Talk guests. And so I have a full lineup of amazing Turquoise Talk guests for you over the next few months. And if there's someone you would love for me to interview, please just send me a DM and I'd be happy to reach out to them, or you can send them my information and maybe they'll reach out to me as well. But today I want to talk to you about ready is a lie. And you've heard me say this on previous podcasts, but I really wanted to kind of dive into it a little bit today because it's kind of been my experience, honestly, over the last, I would say, 6 months. For those of you who have been following, you know that I kind of came out of a 15-year career with a direct sell company called 31 Gifts that I still absolutely love and adore, and just felt called out. And I went into a season of rest and reflection and preparation. And what I know about myself, and this is the beautiful thing about doing the pro scan work that I do with my one-on-one clients, is that I'm a processor. And sometimes I can process things to death, right? That leads to procrastination, that leads to inaction, and leads me to believe the lie that I'm just not ready. And I know someone who is listening today has felt that same thing, like I'm just not ready. And so I want you to think back to, did you feel ready for your first interview? Maybe as a teenager for like your first job? I didn't. My dad had his own businesses. He had 2 restaurants and I worked in those. So I never really had to interview for the job. It just kind of came with the territory of being the daughter of an entrepreneur. And when the chef didn't show up to flip pancakes, guess who did that? If the dishwasher didn't show up, guess who got the call to come in? And so I remember interviewing for my very first job at TCBY. I still love TCBY yogurt. And just being nervous and not feeling ready because I had never been through that process before. Did you feel ready to graduate college and like step into adulthood, right? And to maybe pursue that job? I remember my very first job straight out of college too, kind of finding myself in that same place. Like I graduated and as an exercise science major, and honestly graduated in December of 98, and I'm telling my age right now. And then a position opened up in January. Like immediately as I graduated, there was a job for my exact position. There's only one person at the hospital who's an exercise physiologist. That person happened to be leaving. My dad knew the CEO of the hospital. So I guess he knew I was graduating. And so I went in for the interview. And again, fresh out of college, not with a lot of confidence necessarily that I was ready for that position, but ready or not, right? There I was in that interview process and jumping into a position that, yes, I went to college for 4.5 years for that profession, but I still didn't feel ready to step in and start taking care of patients. Did you feel ready when you got married? I mean, there's no instruction manual. There's no one there really like holding your hand through that process. Did you feel ready? Like how many of you have, and some people wait a really long time to pop that question or to accept that question because they just don't feel ready. Becoming a parent. Did you feel ready? I say to my young couples when this process or this conversation comes up, I'm like, you're never going to feel ready to parent another human being. You just have to decide and go and just go for it, right? And just know you're going to learn along the way. You're going to make some mistakes and you're not going to know some things. But I want you to think about where you are right now as a mompreneur. And maybe this is the lie that you're believing, that you just don't feel ready. This is definitely a lie that I have believed over the years. Again, I just shared some of those with you. And as a mompreneur, as a mom, as a friend, just all of the different roles that we play. And I want you to understand that ready is a decision that you make, not a feeling that you feel. I did not come up with that quote. I don't know who it was that I originally heard that from. I probably read it in a book somewhere, but it's not a feeling you feel. It's a decision that you make. I decided to interview for TCBY because I wanted to work somewhere else. I decided to take that opportunity that hardly comes to any college graduate right out of graduation to go for that interview. I decided to get married. I decided to become a mom. I never felt ready for those things. So I want you to let that sink in. Ready is a decision to make. It's not a feeling to feel. So what are you waiting and wishing for that you could be working and winning in? What are you waiting and wishing for that you could be working and winning in? But because you don't feel ready, you're just not taking any action. And when you don't feel ready, here are some of the lies that I know have trapped me and in inaction, and maybe they're trapping you right now. Number one, we need more information. Like, I just need more information. I need more information about, this position. I need more information about what to say. I need more, like, you just feel like you need more information. My default has been to learn. I have learned about myself that when I'm feeling fearful or I'm not feeling ready, my default is I just need to learn more. I just need to get more knowledge. And that doesn't create any momentum, right? The other lie that I believe is I need more skill set. Like, I just need more skills. I need to hone in that skill set of having that conversation or posting on social media, or I need to, practice. And listen, practice makes better. Yes, but it's not our skill sets. It's our mindsets that keep us stuck. It's our mindsets, not our skill sets, that keep us stuck. So if you're defaulting to, I just need to hone my skill before I'm ready, you're going to be in information overload and you're not going to be implementing on that. Again, taking that from someone who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. The other lie that I believe is we need more plans. Like, I need more of the plan. This has been part of my I'm not ready coming out of the season of rest that God took me through. Was I just need to know the plan. Like, Lord, if you'll just tell me the plan, give me the full blueprint, then I'll be ready then. I'll be ready to take action. I'll be ready to take the next step. Like, here I am. I'm waiting. I was waiting and wishing, right? And we just need to take that next step. So if you find yourself like, I'm not ready because I don't know all the things, you're going to be there for a long time, because that's just not life. We don't always have all the plans laid out perfectly in place. We don't have the complete roadmap. And you think about it, even before GPS, when we would read maps, and even when you have GPS, but you may have the map, but you still had questions. You had somewhat of the plan, the directions, but I feel like all our road trips growing up, we still had to stop at the gas station and ask some questions because some things just weren't clear. But we didn't just sit in the car and wait to know all of the turns before we got on the road and started heading in our destination. So think about that. You can have a map, and you probably already do right now. You already have everything you need to have to take that next step. But the lie you're believing about you're not ready is that I'm not ready because I don't have the full blueprint. That's because that's safe, right? It's safe to be able to see everything. That doesn't require any faith for you to move forward. And many, many dreams, I believe, and amazing accomplishments and impact on this world are left on the table for people who are just waiting to have all of the answers because they're afraid of failure. You may be afraid of embarrassment. You may be afraid of, what are people going to say about me because I don't look like I'm polished and have everything together. Newsflash, no one has everything together. No one. You're comparing yourself probably to the highlight reel on social media instead of the behind the scenes of what's really happening. And I try to be as transparent as possible with you. And this is the one that kind of held me up a little bit this past year. Another one is we need more time. Like I'm not ready because I need more time. I need more time to get the plan. I need more time to hone my skills. I need more time, or, maybe I can wait until this day. I'm going to wait to launch this course until this day. You fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying when I say this. Like we need more time, and more time does not make you more productive. More time doesn't necessarily give you more ideas. It just keeps you stuck in the cycle of I need more time. I'm just not ready. Another one is we need more confidence. And here's what I want to say about confidence. And I learned this thankfully early on from one of my very first coaches, is that confidence comes when you start taking action. So I like to call it kind of the confidence or action wheel. Action brings clarity. Clarity brings confidence. And confidence brings more action. But it has to start with that first step of making the decision that even though I don't feel ready and I don't feel very confident right now, I'm still going to take action because that's going to make me gain some more clarity on what worked, what didn't work. Did that give me the results that I wanted? Did I, how can I tweak that a little bit more? And then that gives you more confidence. And when you feel confident, more confidence will give you more action. But it starts with taking that messy, imperfect action before you feel ready. So again, ready is a lie. You just have to decide to be ready and then commit to taking the actions.
Hey friend. So you have been trying to make some shifts this year. Maybe you set some resolutions and you're just feeling stuck. You don't feel like you're making progress, or you're just not sure what to do. And you've heard me say this before, but being stuck is a mindset, not a position. And this is where a coach comes in to support you. Because here's what I know to be true about you, friend. If you could have done it alone, you would have already done it, period. And as a life coach and a certified PDP professional, I specialize in using a research-based personality and performance survey called the ProScan to illuminate how your unique personality and natural strengths, your work and life environments are influencing real-time performance. So here's what you need to do. Go to the link in the show notes and book your free clarity call to learn more about how I can support you in your goals. I can't wait to illuminate your strengths, cultivate your confidence, and elevate your life.
And again, in full transparency, 6 months was the time frame that, it's funny how we make our plans, right? This is the time frame that me and my husband had decided that I could have, right, to take rest and reflection and preparation. And 6 months came and I started feeling this anxiety, and I couldn't really put my finger on, because I'm not a really anxious person. I'm usually pretty cool, calm, and just even keel. But I started feeling a lot of anxiety about getting back into entrepreneurship. And what I realized after kind of thinking through that, and again, I was believing that I wasn't ready, but I almost felt like it was a trauma response because I did not want to go back to the pace that I had been at. I did not want to go back to the hamster wheel. I did not want to go back to a lot of the things that I felt like I had been in, good, bad, or indifferent, in that previous season. And so it was almost like I was protecting myself, right? And so I was telling myself, I'm not ready. I don't want to go back to that feeling. I don't want to go back to that grind. I don't want to go back. And most of you would probably say, because y'all know I've been on this mission for 5 years, 6 years now, about anti-hustle. And I didn't believe at the time that I was in a state of hustle, but I really think I was, more emotionally and mentally than physically. As an entrepreneur, it's really hard to turn your brain off. You're constantly thinking about your business. You're constantly thinking about ways to increase your business, to increase your impact. And there's so many ways to do your business. And when you're on social and you're seeing what everyone else is doing. So I think for me, that was a lot of it, but I just didn't want to get back in it. And so the 6 month, ended up being, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. And finally I was just like, you know what? I just need to decide. I just need to decide to be ready and to understand that I can create a new pace. I can create the pace of grace, right? I can create a pace that feels good to me and doesn't feel pressure. It doesn't feel the pressure. And I could have sat there for many more months and said, I'm just not ready. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know what God's calling me to next. I don't really know, again, the knowledge thing. I need more information. I need more knowledge. That's where I lived for a little bit. And I finally just one day was like, I just need to decide that I'm ready and that I'm going to start taking action so I can gain more clarity and then more confidence. So I'm not sharing anything with you or challenging you to think in a way that I haven't thought myself. And so the first step that I did was becoming certified in PDP, ProScan. And you've heard me talk about this, and I'm going to do probably a whole series just to educate on what the ProScan is, because to my knowledge, there's only two other people who utilize the ProScan for coaching, life coaching, business coaching. And it's kind of a shame because it's an amazing, amazing tool. But that was my first step. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the ProScan. I don't know if I'm being called into one-on-one coaching, if I'm being called into group coaching, building another course. I did not know the map, the plan, but I did know that I was ready to be certified in something that I knew would be huge for me and would be a great way to help others, no matter whether I was doing one-on-one coaching or speaking or group training. It's just an amazing tool to have in my tool belt as a coach, as an entrepreneur. And there's multiple ways and directions I could go with the ProScan. I'm like, you know what? That's my first step. I just need to get certified in that. So I didn't feel ready. I felt like I needed more training. I went through the certification process with my mentor. And I remember the day that it was now my time to actually walk her through a ProScan mentorship. And, like the teacher, it's kind of like teaching the teacher, or, having her right there. I was so nervous, y'all. And I've been coaching for 15 years. And so it wasn't the coaching part. It was just, again, am I skilled enough? Do I have what it takes? Do I have what I need to get the certification? But I did it, and it was great experience. I mean, she was like, you were born to do this. So if I would have let the I'm not ready or the fear creep in, what an opportunity I would have missed to be encouraged, to be empowered, and to have this amazing tool now to utilize however I choose to use it, however the Lord leads me to use it. Another was the website. y'all know I've been working on my website and it's not ready. This is not something I can just decide to be ready because there are actually other people involved and there are things that need to get done before we launch it. But even in this process, you could tweak it to death. You could tweak every page, every line, all of these things. And because of my attention to detail, it could be really easy for me to say it's just not ready yet, or it's not ready to launch because I don't have, a full-on strategy to launch the website. These are all things that I'm working on. But if you're in that mode of I'm not ready, because you're going to start believing all of these lies, and it can just keep you from that inaction. And this actually happened with me not sharing with y'all that I became certified as a PDP professional and that I am taking on coaching clients and that I am taking on speaking opportunities. It was almost like I was waiting for this ta-da, like big reveal of the website and have all my emails written and like, again, ready as a lie. There are people out there who need the coaching that I offer. And I have 3 coaching clients, brand new coaching clients that came from me just stop waiting and stop trying to be ready, but deciding, you know what, I'm ready because there's someone out there who needs what I have to offer. And it's been so amazing to like push that lie aside and just make the mental decision when you don't even feel like that you're ready. There's been a lot of ahas from me personally, utilizing the ProScan for myself and from the clients that I have worked with already. And I'm really excited to kind of share this with you in some future episodes because, again, most of you don't know what the ProScan is. You've never heard of it before. I had never heard of it before I took it for the first time. But it's been an amazing opportunity for people to, for some of them, for the first time, truly understand who they are and honor and celebrate that these are their strengths, to remove that I'm ready, I'm not ready, or to remove that comparison or to remove that confusion around what's going to work best for them. As mompreneurs, this is what I see a lot, is the comparison of how to build the business. And you can build your business your way from your strengths. And that is what the ProScan will help you to do. You can build your relationships and your marriage and really any area of your life, your fitness goals, your health goals, like truly understanding who you are and how you're doing in real time is just making a huge impact. And I just want to bring it to everyone because I know how much an impact it's had on me and on the clients that I'm working with right now. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Just really from the heart and just some of the things that I've gone through over the last few months. And I'm really thankful that I had the season of rest and reflection and preparation. And but I'm also really thankful that there are people out there who write books, who encourage us, who have podcasts to listen to for me to be like, you know what, ready is a lie. And I need to just decide that it's time to start taking some action. And so I want to really encourage you and leave you with that today, that you don't have to have all the answers. Be really, really, really aware of your thoughts that you are saying to yourself, the stories you have around the thoughts that you're having, because those are dictating how you feel, and how you're feeling is dictating how you're taking action or not taking action, which is producing the results that you're getting. So really learn to take your thoughts captive, to think about what you're thinking about, and decide to think a new thought around being ready. It's not a feeling you feel, it's a decision for you to make. And I hope that you will make that today, because there is a result waiting for you out there to just decide that you're going to go after it. There's a relationship that needs, repairing, and that you may not feel ready to have that conversation, but it needs to happen. And so it's waiting on you to make the decision to be ready and to seek after that. And you can fill in the blank on whatever it is as you're listening to this. But I am here to encourage you. Encourage means to give you courage to take that action. That is what I'm here for on this podcast. That's what I do in my coaching and in my speaking. And I am here for all of it for you. So Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found this episode super helpful for you. Y'all know I'm on Instagram at Martine31Williams. If you want a free clarity call, these calls have been amazing. The link to sign up for that is in the show notes. And I am believing in you always. You know that. And I will catch you on the next episode.
Well, that's a wrap, friends, for this week's episode of the Mompreneur Life Remixed podcast. Thank you so much for listening and for following the show. It means so much to me. And listen, friend, sharing is caring. So if you loved this episode and thought of some fellow mompreneurs who could benefit, send them the link. Share this episode or take a screenshot and head on over to Instagram and share and tag me at Martine31Williams. We are connected on Instagram, right? It's where you will get all the fun behind the scenes of my life and business as a mompreneur. Until next time, know that I am believing in you always.